The announcement was made at a major conference hosted jointly in London by Britain and Bangladesh. And the main message was that the developed nations are not providing enough of their wealth to help the millions who need help in Bangladesh and other poor countries. This video gave the message visually as delegates from 18 countries and non-governmental organisations were reminded that the climate change conference in Copenhagen next year must produce the right answers to stop the effects of climate change engulfing the rich as well as the poor. And the British minister made this pledge when he announced a further £75 million of funding for Bangladesh on top of the £115 million already spent every year.
Together, we are committing to work towards an international climate change deal in Copenhagen next year that provides leadership on this greatest of global challenges. And I'm delighted, therefore, to announce from this platform today that the United Kingdom will increase our support for Bangladesh's efforts to protect its people from the devastating impacts of climate change with £75 million of grant funding. Through that investment, the United Kingdom will help Bangladesh to prepare and respond to future natural disasters and save lives through early warning systems. We will help build the sea defences, embankments and roads that will help vulnerable communities to carry on their lives even when rivers and oceans swell. We will help to provide the saline-tolerant seeds and the training that farmers need to ensure that they can keep producing crops when the land they have farmed for generations changes around them.
Bangladesh's finance minister announced a multi-donor trust fund to help less developed countries get immediate international support.
Unfortunately, the commitments made by countries under various forums for increasing their support for meeting adaptation costs of poor countries have not been redeemed in full, either bilaterally or through multilateral channels. The resources currently available for adaptation are grossly inadequate to meet the needs of the least developed countries who bear the brunt of the increased climate variability and unpredictability.
Floods are already part of life in the world's 7th most populated country, where adaptation has seen increasing use of floating gardens to grow produce. But the problem is expected to become more serious as global warming increases the strength and frequency of tropical storms.
Heavy flooding has hit Bangladesh once again, affecting hundreds of thousands of people. These disasters put human faces on the scientific reports about climate change that have piled up in recent years. The need for an urgent global effort to combat the threats of climate change is becoming ever more clear.
Mr. Alexander ended the conference by pledging the UK's continued support of Bangladesh and commitment to action in Copenhagen.